All right, welcome again to day 4 of the Canvas mini series this semester. This day is all about engaging content with Canvas Studio. So we are going to go ahead and get started. Again, my name is Dr. Colleen Smith. I'm an instructional designer in the Office of E-Learning, and I'm also an adjunct in the School of Education for the Curriculum and Instruction department. My email address is on the slide, so please feel free to jot that down. I'm going to put it in the chat, and please feel free to reach out to me with questions. Some of you have already reached out to me, which is fantastic. I've been trying to help from a place that I can. And also, I put in the chat the times that, or the my booking site, excuse me, that you can click on in order to schedule a time with any staff member in the Office of E-Learning to ask your questions and get help with your online course. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So I'd love for you all to introduce yourselves. So make sure your name is what it is in Zoom and what it should be. Add your department, and then go ahead and type in what's one concept or skill in your course that might be able to be explained by video a little bit easier than in text. Because that's one of the issues with online courses is that it's usually static. And what we're going to be talking about today is Canvas Studio that makes it a little less static and a little bit more engaging with our students. So, as you know, we are conducting our own research with our students here at North Carolina Central University. And when we ask them what a high quality online course has, some of them told us videos with new data. If you're using videos, review them to ensure that updates are made. What we found is that students actually cared if they were old videos or if they've been updated each semester. The next person said video recordings, interactive materials, and a synchronous schedule. So if you are supposedly teaching in a synchronous course, then don't require everyone to be on Zoom synchronously because that is something that's difficult for caregiving parents, for those who have full-time jobs or multiple jobs. And then the other piece that we asked was, what's a high quality characteristic of a course? And this student said, having a course with interactive learning that allows me to stay engaged and understand the material. We have absolutely amazing students, and that is what they said. So let's go ahead and check out the chat. So someone said, anything that's engaging while using Canvas Studio is something that's easier to be explained in a short video. An individual retirement account. Yes, Dr. Murray, please help me understand individual retirement accounts in a video, not, in text. I think that's much easier. So thank you all for being here. I'm excited to go ahead and get started. So just like any good course, we have learning objectives for our workshop today. And our first learning objective is to identify best practices in creating engaging content using Canvas Studio in particular. Select content in your course that can be transformed using Canvas Studio, and then practice adding a quiz to a short video. So we have a pretty robust demonstration today, so I want to make sure that we leave enough time for that. Yes, Dr. House, defining a thesis statement. A thesis statement is very theoretical until you can actually explain it and put it into maybe an alignment chart. So that is a great example of what would be best with a short video. All right, so why does engaging content matter? If you didn't already believe the students with their quotes from our research, then we want to make sure that we are promoting engagement within our course. So having students click through things, actually interact with the content, that active engagement is what helps students create those synapses in their brains in order to be able to apply the knowledge that they're gaining from your course. The second is to build instructor presence throughout the course. So we've talked about this in the past few days about when we build that instructor presence in that course, then students see you as a human, first of all. And then secondly, they don't feel so alone and they feel like they do belong within this community. So when they see your face, when it pops up in a video, they're like, oh, it's not a robot on the other end of the screen. It's actually a human. And having that instructor presence that actually cares and supports the students throughout each week of the semester, that is something that helps them build community and build their belonging within the course. And last but not least, this engaging content, specifically with Canvas Studio, helps us deliver content for multiple learning preferences. Notice I didn't say learning styles because learning styles is a myth, but learning preferences is something that is founded within the best practices of research, where students can prefer to learn from video, can prefer to learn by engaging with or collaborating with people. Now, there's other accessibility concerns that is not a preference. However, when we design for people who might need access to engaging content in a different way, we actually end up helping more than just the person who needs an audio description for the video or needs closed captioning. So, for example, let's say you don't have a native English speaker in your course. Closed captioning helps with those who have maybe a stronger Southern accent if you're teaching. If you have that closed captioning, then that non-native English speaker can see the word and then start to understand where that accent is coming from and understand the content like that. All right, so we're going to go into a video because what is Canvas Studio? The best way to describe it is from Canvas. So what I'd like you to do is give me a thumbs up if you can hear the video playing, all right? All right. Back. Canvas Studio transforms video learning by turning content into conversation. Here's how it works. Educators can create a variety of media experiences for their courses, from self-recorded video to interactive discussions around other content. Students can create videos too, as assignment submissions, presentations, peer feedback, or ways to practice. Everyone gets their own personal media library. Want to bring YouTube content into the mix? No problem. And accessibility is built right in. Focus students' attention with timestamped comments, then turn those comments into conversations. Embed quiz questions to gauge understanding of key concepts at key moments. Then send the scores straight to the gradebook. Want a deeper look at engagement? Studio offers second-by-second, student-by-student analytics. See what's sinking in and what's falling flat. Personalize, refine, repeat. And of course, Canvas Studio integrates seamlessly with the Canvas LMS. That means Studio can deliver videos exactly how students and teachers want to see them through Canvas mobile apps. It means your institution gets full control of its video assets and a simple storage and bandwidth solution. And your students get richer Canvas courses, no extra logins, and a more fluid. All right, so we get that, right? So basically, there are a lot of different options for Canvas Studio, but we're going to think about today is Canvas content. So thinking about best practices of using Canvas Studio when you're trying to give content to your students. All right. So these are our best practices with Canvas Studio. Number one is keep those videos short. Under 5 minutes is probably best. When I was talking to one of the students for our focus group, she was describing how she had 2-hour videos from their instructor, and where that student was just like, I can't pay attention for that long, which I don't blame them, right? That's why this is also a mini series for 30 minutes. You know, I can't talk that long. I mean, I probably can, to be honest. But I think for everyone's sake, we keep videos under 5 minutes long, especially when you're trying to explain a complex process. The next thing is that we want to make sure that we're editing these auto captions for accuracy. Specifically, you're in a medical field and you have long, big words that sometimes can be heard a different way, but there's a specific spelling for them. So I would say auto captions is not great for that. So being able to review and edit those auto captions is one of the best practices. The next is that with Canvas Studio, you can actually add quiz questions into the videos to make sure that students are actually watching them and then and then engaging with this process. So the best we will go over it, but the best example that I can give you is almost like a math equation. So you put a math equation on the board, you're sharing your screen, and then you say, okay, now try to work on this problem on your own, pause the video or take the quiz question, and then we'll work on it together. So where the students are actually engaging, like doing the math problem and then clicking on the quiz, seeing if they get it right or wrong, almost like a learning activity. The next is record your screen and face. So, like I said, students want to be able to see who is on the other side. I know some of us are camera shy. I myself don't like getting camera ready every single day, but at the same time, it really helps students to be able to connect with you and to see you interact with the content as well. And it also gives them a little bit more confidence to show their faces and interact. So we always like to see our students, right? But if we don't show our faces, why are we expecting our students to show their faces, right? So just something of those expectations that if we expect our students to do something, we should expect ourselves to do it as well. The next thing is embed the videos within the module pages. What I've seen a lot in faculty courses is that we just add a link from YouTube into from the modules page and that's it. So I hope after this mini series, everyone is seeing how we can design pages, and then today what we'll do is embed that Canvas Studio video into a page so that your students can just seamlessly go from text to video and then move on to an assignment if you'd like them to. The next is review the videos each semester. So that comes directly from our students' mouths, that they want to make sure that the videos are up to date. They want to make sure that the videos are not talking about the AKA World Wide Web, which was one of the examples that our students gave us in one of the focus groups, that you just talk about the internet. So making sure that we're using up-to-date content and also updating our videos each semester, making sure that they are reviewed continuously. The next is that you can also add quizzes to YouTube videos. So let's say you're not like the biggest video creator of yourself, but you use the same YouTube video every single semester. Well, make sure you review it first. Is it updated? And then secondly, we can actually add quiz questions to a YouTube video that's already been created so that you don't even have to create it. There are multiple ways to be able to make this happen. The next in Canvas Studio, you can give feedback to student videos and it's timestamped. So some of you saw the video there and it's a very specific timestamp. So there's something for like a speech class. That would be something that could be helpful in either a peer review with the students giving feedback to their peers or you giving feedback to your student. Last but not least is this make video discussion boards so that you can create a video discussion board with just using Canvas Studio. And you can collect the studio analytics on the videos to figure out which videos are working for your class and which ones are not. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this demonstration. We're going to open up Canvas Studio, upload, record, or link a YouTube video into Canvas Studio. I'm going to give you a nice little tour of it, and then we're going to add quiz questions and hopefully have time to embed it into a module. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So what you'll see here is that this is what it looks like when you embed a video into your content. So I have a guest speaker series, I introduce it, and then I give them instructions on how to click the video to push play and then answer the questions. What you'll see here is that they have these little markers for all of the quiz questions, right? So when you click on the quiz question, it asks a question based on what the video is talking about. Now, the questions that you can ask are only multiple choice type of questions, but we can get a little creative with multiple choice questions like true or false, or which step is first, or some anything that you can add multiple choices for, but only one choice can be correct at a time. There's no matching, there's no like multiple answers are true at the same time. So that is one limitation of Canvas Studio quizzes. So let's say you do this and then we talk about.
But ultimately, I look through.
So basically, we're just watching a video and then I'm asking students to answer questions based on this. And then you can look at the insights. I don't really have many insights because this is the first semester that I'm giving this YouTube video, but it gives you a lot of really cool information and it tells you who has viewed it and who's completed the quiz. And then you can download that information right on the page that it is embedded in. Now, your students don't see this information, only you see this information, right? So that is the very cool part about embedding a Canvas Studio. Uh,
Question for you,
yes,
Dr. Smith.
yes.
As you have those little checkpoints with your questions, can the students go directly to the questions or do they have to view the video to get to the question?
That's a great question. There is a setting where you can hide the markers, where they have to watch the entire thing and then be able to answer the questions when they pop up. I don't do that, but yes, there is an option to that. Good question. All right, so let's go ahead and get into Canvas Studio. So I'm in my like development sandbox course. Basically, I'm in that course and then I click this button called Studio. If you don't see Studio on this big list, then you can always go to your settings, go to navigation up here, and then bring Studio wherever it is down here. I can't find it. Ha, where'd it go? Oh, maybe I already brought it up. So sometimes it's down here, and then you bring it up to be viewable, and then you save that. And then that's how you update your side navigation here. You can see my students won't be able to see any of these because it has the eyeball with the cross on it. All right, so I go to Studio, I click that. These are the videos that are only in my sandbox. However, I can click this down button and go to my library. And this is every single class, anything, any video that I've ever uploaded to Canvas, and this is my library. This is where most of the functionality can happen in Canvas Studio. And what you see here is this little quiz icon from Canvas. That means that there is a quiz on that video, right? But how do you do that exactly? So let's go ahead and take what is usability type of video. And if you click the three buttons when you're in your library, you can see that there are options that pop up. There's quizzes, annotate video, share media, or move or add some tags. So if we click quizzes, you can create a quiz. So let's click on that. So you would create test quiz for Canvas Studio demo. And then you can hide the question markers like we had talked about earlier on the timeline, or allow displaying annotations on the timeline. So there are different ways to use Canvas Studio. The first is to have a quiz, right? The second is you can ask students to annotate your video. It's almost like a Flipgrid type of piece where you have this long PowerPoint video, but maybe you ask a question throughout your PowerPoint to say, what's been your experience at teaching younger students with this concept or this theory that we're talking about? Let's say if we're in the School of Education. They will be able to annotate your video with their typing or with their voices as well. So that's something that is similar to maybe not Flipgrid, but a VoiceThread, where it's kind of like a PowerPoint and then they respond to you with their voices or videos. So there are different ways to do this. So I'm not going to hide the markers, like I said, because I don't quite do that. But then once you get into Canvas Studio, it asks you to kind of move the video where it is. And then this little marker here is how you add the quiz question. So you can say multiple choice, true, false, or multiple answer. Ah, I was wrong. There is a multiple answer that you can do. So I'm going to do a true or false. Um, Usability is a way to think through how learners use your course. True or false? I would say true. And you can show an on-screen calculator. You can give question feedback. So my recommendation as an instructional designer, if you are using this as a formative type of quiz or formative assignment for your students in order to learn concepts and apply it later on, please do give question feedback. That is very important for students to learn to get that constant feedback for themselves. And it also saves you time where you don't have to give them feedback, but it comes to them instantaneously within the video. All right, so just for sake of time, I'm going to click save, and then that's where that one shows up. And then my suggestion is to add more throughout the video. All right, when you're done, you can always update the information, but you're going to click done in the top right-hand corner. And then let's see, now you see the quiz icon on that. All right, so now let's figure out how to add this into a page. So let's go ahead. Where are we? I'm giving you a lot. Okay, so let's go ahead and just update a page. We're going to edit a page, and the way you embed it into your page is that you go into edit, and Canvas Studio is behind this fun little thing called an app. You see this little plug here? It looks like you're about to put it into a wall. It's right next to documents and alignment here. We're going to click on that and then click on Canvas Studio right here. All right, and then that's going to bring up this large application here. And remember, you're going to be either in your sandbox or your library. So this is a quiz that we've done in the past. I'm going to scroll down to find my what is usability with my quiz question. And here you can embed the quiz, test quiz for Canvas Studio demo, and embed media. This big highlight thing is coming up, and you see that it's here. All right. So I'm going to click save and then show you what the page looks like now. So it has what is usability, and it actually prompts the students to get started on a quiz. Now, my suggestion and recommendation as an instructional designer is to have instructions to tell students that they are entering a quiz, not just a video, right? Especially if you plan to give them grades on this and it's not just completed or not completed, which is also an option to do this when you get into your grade book. So think about how you want this to work, but you then can see the quiz results on this side, and you can look at each quiz questions and generate a report based on the quiz questions and then analyze, this question probably isn't hitting home as much as I thought it would, so let's change that for the next semester. Okay, so that is one option. The next option that we can do is to add, well, I do want to show you how to get to captions. So let's say you're in Studio. We have a lot of different videos. I'm just going to open one, right? And there's quite a few things that you can get into, but we're going to use, there we go. We're going to use an introduction that I made for Top Academy at one point. So you can push play, have the video play. This shows you which course it's in right here. You have details here that you can edit the title, which I probably should. You can look at the comments on here. I don't show the comments always because sometimes I'm using this as like an introduction. I don't need comments, but if you're using it for engaging comments and engaging content in your course, you might want to turn the comments on when you embed it into your page. And then this insights, like I said, is only for us to see. The students don't see these insights. And you can see it by students, which teachers, if you have multiple TAs, or all roles of who and how long it's taken them to watch it. But next is the captions. Remember we had talked about the auto captions. Here, what it says is that when you get to the captions, after you scroll down, you can get to review and publish right here after you click on the hamburger sign, the 3 ellipses, right? So I'm going to click review and publish because I want to make sure that my captions are good to go. So I can see here on the left-hand side, hello and welcome. And it is pretty much okay. But like I said, if you have some acronyms or if you have some medical jargon or something where auto captions usually don't really pick up, then you want to make sure that you're editing. So what happens is that you would select a line and then you would edit here. So let's say top, I'm going to say top academy here. And then it is edited. It's just as simple as that. And then after that, you publish or you close. And then it updates the closed captions. So that's one way that you can edit and look at review the captions that are already auto-generated for you. And remember, this is one of the requirements. If you are going to put a video up in your course, the requirement is to be accessible so that everyone can access your content. And this is a way with Canvas Studio that they automatically do it, but to really care about the students that are using these extra closed captionings so that they see the correct words or the correct acronyms, you want to make sure that you are reviewing and editing your captions. All right, so we are almost at time and I am trying my best to get you guys out of here on time. So my mini challenge for you today is to record or upload a link or a short video, which reminds me, we can do that today. I want to make sure that I show you all how to add a video. So when you're in My Library or even your Sandbox, you go to create, this top right hand corner, right? You click create and you can either capture something in Studio, which is just you talking. You can do a screencast-o-matic, which is downloading some software, which is good for your computer, but it helps you to record your screen and also your face at the same time. Or add media. To add media, this is where you would add a YouTube or a Vimeo link. And then if you click on add video, it will start to upload. Now, somewhere it will upload because I have 1,000,001 pieces here. Oh, it's right here. So then that is how you add a YouTube link. I'm so glad that I leave these extra reminders for myself. So add a quiz question to your video is another challenge for you to do. Embed the quiz into a module page, which I've shown you, and record a how-to video for an assignment or a discussion board. So remember that short interactive videos bring your course to life and help students connect with you as the instructor throughout your semester. So thank you all so very much for being here for day 4. Tomorrow is day 5 and it's the last day. It's engaging assessments with Harmonize. If you have a moment, please do fill out the evaluation. That helps me be able to give other workshops just like this that are helpful for you all. It is the same URL every single day. So if you've been here every single day, you're more than welcome to fill it out once at the end where you can just click which ones you came to, or you can fill it out once every single day that you're coming. It is really up to you how it's easiest for you to remember. But Here's a kicker. Once you complete the evaluation, please make sure you also email me to tell me which evaluations you completed because there's no name. It's an anonymous evaluation because we want honest feedback from you. So that has been the issue. Thank you so much, Dr. House, for coming. Thank you all. So this is our last little bit of information, but please make sure that you're using our faculty resource website. It's got a lot of great nuggets of information out there for us. Please also think about other workshops. I know that some of you have had questions about Design Plus, and we also have more Design Plus workshops happening this week and also next week. And then last but not least, please go ahead and sign up for the eNest newsletter. This always helps us to get some up-to-date and new information to you all so that you can keep your classes up to date and engaging for your courses. So thank you so much for being here, and I'm excited to see you all next time, so tomorrow.